What is going on, everyone? Welcome to WreckTalk. I'm on a roll lately, but there's a lot going on. So if you haven't seen, Georgia Tech will be playing Vanderbilt in a bowl. Now, it's not exciting necessarily for Georgia Tech. Yeah, Vandy's way better this year than they've been since Franklin was there. But it is nice for me. Why? Because Vandy Dandy, probably the most moronic commenter, if you've ever seen this guy in the chat, a guy that comments things like Georgia Tech's a poverty program about to go bankrupt, like he just sent that. Meanwhile, we have a bigger athletic budget by a massive margin. There's not anything that Georgia Tech's just not better than Vanderbilt at. Now, it's going to be the Birmingham Bowl. It's going to be December 27th at 3:30, which, you know, practically is nice, right? I live in Smyrna. That's only 2 hours away from me. There's probably not anyone in the state of Georgia that this game is more than 5 hours drive for, right? Vanderbilt, a little different, maybe 7, something like that. I'm not quite, probably not that much, but it should be well attended by both teams. Now, I would have much rather drawn Florida or Michigan or USC. And I mean that as disrespect to Vanderbilt and really Vandy Dandy specifically. So you look at Vanderbilt's schedule. They beat Virginia Tech in overtime, which seemed like a really good win. Virginia Tech's not that good. But yeah, didn't you lose to Virginia Tech? We did. It's embarrassing. I don't make excuses for it. Like the absolute crybaby conference. The SEC is a crybaby conference. There's not a single member of the SEC that's not a crybaby. Lane Kiffin has done nothing but cry for the last month straight. Kirby Smart cries about his schedule because he finally has a schedule that looks like an SEC West schedule. Georgia, my dad was telling me, a Georgia fan told him, like, man, I don't think we've had a schedule this hard in 50 years. Yeah, because you've been in the East. That's why. Alabama fans doing nothing but crying right now because they can't beat Oklahoma. Vanderbilt has a quarterback that's suing the NCAA right now to get his 18th year of eligibility. Is Vanderbilt, are you going to sue Georgia Tech? Antitrust, can't be competitive because we beat you, to be determined. They beat Alcorn State. They lose to Georgia State, 36-32. A team like that, like Florida State, is a 2-win team. Embarrassing loss. That's like Bowling Green, right? It's worse than Bowling Green even. It's a way worse loss than Bowling Green. They take Missouri to 2 overtimes. Yay. They do beat Alabama, number 1 ranked Alabama, their first, top 5 or top 10 win in program history. Woo! Kentucky, they do beat Kentucky by 7. Kentucky only has 1 SEC win. Who's it against? Who's their lone SEC victory? I'm scrolling to they beat Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's crying all over the internet because they're 9-3. One of his losses is to Kentucky, whose only SEC win is Ole Miss. I'm fired up today. Sorry. Maybe I'll do a better job of this for just the Tech faithful at another time. So let's see. So they beat Alabama. They beat Kentucky. They beat Ball State. We lost to Texas in a close one, 27-24. They beat Auburn, who's awful. They got beat by South Carolina, who's a good team. They lost to LSU 24-17, and they lost to Tennessee. So when you look at Vanderbilt's schedule, like the only embarrassing loss they have is to Georgia State, and they do have a marquee win. So, like, if I put my blinders aside, like, it's not an awful matchup, right? It's really not. It's just that, here's the thing. This is what you got to understand if you're a Vanderbilt fan that's not Vandy Dandy, from my perspective. Georgia Tech hasn't been in the SEC since 1964. My father wasn't even alive. My father wasn't even alive the last time Georgia Tech was in the SEC, and we have more SEC titles than you because it's more than 0. Vandy's never won their own conference. So I'll probably do a trash talk video addressing them. I don't know if I'll go to this game. Just like it's around Christmas, it's kind of tough. But I might. We'll see. But look, I'm excited. Tech goes to a bowl their second year in a row, which sounds like we kind of stuff. But if you look at where Georgia Tech's been, we're in a position where we just need to not sweat making a bowl, right? So here's what I can say. We're going to beat the fool out of Vanderbilt, who is a part of a crybaby conference. So again, December 28th, 3:30, it'll be in the middle of the day. It'll be interesting to see who's favored in this game, especially so since it's a bowl and it's a neutral site thing. I don't think the line will be more than 3 on this game, though. If I had to guess now, and this isn't my opinion, I think Vegas will set this line at 3.5. Maybe they've already set a line for it. Let's look. Probably not. It's got to take longer than that, right? Georgia Tech, Vandy line. It does bring up the all-time series. Georgia Tech leads the all-time series 20-15-3. When was the last time Georgia Tech lost to Vandy? So it looks like we've played 38 times, Georgia Tech leading the all-time series. We've won the last 6. We're 12-0-1 in the last 13 games. So when was the last time Vandy beat Georgia Tech? Looks like the last time we played Vanderbilt was 2016, and we donkey punched them 38-7. No surprise there. Man, the last time Vandy beat us must have been when we played in the SEC or something. 1964. So let me know what you think. If you're a Vandy fan, if you're a Tech fan, what do you think about this bowl? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you going? Are you not going? And I will talk to you guys next time.